Hello there, Internet. Mogwai here, and I got another MTG video for you beautiful mofos today. Today we're back at it with daily uploads as Throne of Eldraine is upon us, and your boy got invited to the early access streamer event by Wizards of the Coast. And of course we got experimenting, we got brewing, and I have a brand new powerhouse Grixis deck list for you guys today. I'm very excited about this deck. I think it has a lot of potential, and knock on wood, we could finally be tier 1 as an archetype. Before we get to the deck, though, I do want to give a little bit of a personal shout-out, I guess. Shameless self-promotion time. In case you're new on my channel, my name is Mogwai. It's not actually my name, but it's my alias, I guess. Some people label me as the fake Brazilian card boy, though I prefer the term guy who enjoys card games and uploads Magic videos to YouTube. And yeah, I upload MTG Arena daily on this channel. I focus on Standard, and I give you guys a new Standard deck every single day, so subscribe. Because it's free, man. Free is good. Self-promotion phase over. Let's hop onto the actual deck list and the new toy for this set. Oh boy, I got a lot of ideas for Throne of Eldraine. Some of them initially worked. Others failed miserably. But this one right here is one that I'm very proud of. And one that I'm very excited about as well. This is a Grixis control deck built around Fires of Invention, perhaps the most fascinating card introduced in the Throne of Eldraine expansion. It is a 4-mana red enchantment that reads the following. You can cast spells only during your turn, and you can cast no more than 2 spells each turn. So, a downside effect. You're basically Tefaring yourself and limiting the amount of spells you play each turn, which sounds terrible, but the second portion of this text is when things get really nutty. You may cast spells with converted mana cost less than or equal to the number of lands you control without paying their mana cost. So the initial impression people got on this deck, well, this card, a lot of people were very excited about it, naturally. But a lot of people also really wanted to build a greedy, like 5-color variant of a deck with Niv-Mizzet Reborn to capitalize on the fact that for this card, once you play it, you are no longer tapping lands for mana. All that matters is the amount of lands you have on the board. It doesn't matter what color they are or anything like that, which means you can play some pretty wacky 5-color strategies that incorporate cards like Niv-Mizzet Reborn and all sorts of different color combinations turn 4 onwards. And thus, you can get some really strong late game potential that is very diverse in regards to what you can do. The problem is that sort of tactic requires you to draw Fires of Invention pretty much every game and also leaves you very vulnerable to it from being removed. I'm not saying 5-color decks with this card are not viable, because I'm pretty sure there will be viable variants of that. But I personally think that this card can be super competitive and very consistent in an archetype like Grixis. Why? Because Grixis has some very potent late game bombs, as I like to call them, or win conditions, that can really benefit from the ability of being able to play them back to back alongside card draw, removal, etc. And those are the likes of Nicol Bolas Dragon God, Liliana Dreadhorde General, and Chandra Awakened Inferno. These are our win conditions in this deck, and it's all we need. We are a Grixis control deck, but what makes this different from prior versions of Grixis control is that Fires of Invention enables us to just go absolutely bananas on our opponent mid-game to late game with board clears, single target removal, and very powerful sources of card draw, such as a 4-of Narset Parter of Veils and a 4-of Fish, as I like to call it, aka Drawn from Dreams for normal people, which is a very potent draw effect that is limited by its low tempo, right? I've always been a fan of Drawn from Dreams, but the main problem is that it is a sorcery. Therefore, you have to tap out on your turn to play this card. You have to pay 4 mana for, well, like I said, it's a very powerful draw effect because you're looking at the top 7 cards and choosing 2 of them, but you're not doing anything that on the board that turn. You're not, getting any sort of proactive value on the board, and therefore you are vulnerable to your opponent just rushing you down and trampling over you. But with a card like Fires of Invention, we can potentially Drawn from Dreams and Nicol Bolas Dragon God on the same turn. We can even, if we're at 6 mana, use this and drop a Liliana and go for a -4 and clear our opponent's board on the same turn. And that really does make a huge difference. Like, I'm gonna let the gameplay speak for itself, but this card enables us to get some very high tempo plays Also developing planeswalkers that can do things on their own, because once the planeswalkers are on the board, we can apply their loyalty effects, which do not count as spells that we are casting. So the more planeswalkers we develop, obviously the better with this card. I mean, the better in general, but you guys, understand what I'm saying here. We have 2 copies of Enter the God Eternals to enable us to survive against aggro decks. I think aggro is going to be very popular, especially at the beginning of the metagame, because it always is, and because in particular mono red Calamity I think will be very powerful with the introduction of several new toys that they got, especially the 4-mana dwarf, which is really potent in that strategy. So you can definitely expect a lot of Smorky decks. So having health gain is very important, and you can argue for us running more stuff against aggro, but that obviously depends on how the metagame develops. This is a first iteration of the deck, but it can be optimized, and we have yet to design a sideboard for it as well. The rest of the deck is pretty standard for Grixis. I mean, most of the deck is. We have early game disruption with 4 copies of Thought Erasure, single target removal with Tyrant Scorn and Bedevil, and AoE effects such as Cry of the Carnarium and Ritual of Soot. And that is the deck list right there. It's pretty straightforward in that sense, but it really thrives from this card. Like the ability to, because this enables us to run 4 copies of Drawn from Dreams, which is something that we haven't really been able to justify in the past due to, like I said, the lack of tempo from this card. And being able to refuel ourselves and drop multiple planeswalkers while at the same time removing our opponent's threats, it's inherently very powerful. And it's once we get the ball rolling on turn 5, 6, it can be very difficult for our opponent to keep up with what we're doing. And last but not least, I want to talk a little bit about Castle Vantress. Castle Vantress is a new land. It's a rare land. Every single color got a new castle. And in this particular case, it's really strong in this deck because we have a 4 of a Fires of Invention that does not, like, we are no longer required to tap our lands for mana, like I explained. So even though we're playing, for example, on turn 6, Liliana and Chandra on the same turn, we still have not tapped our land. We can use that free mana to go for the Scry effect from Castle Vantress and thus fix our draws and make sure that we can keep the value train going. And this is a very good thing to have in this deck. Like, you guys are going to see the impact of Castle. I initially had 1 copy of it, and I kept adding more and more until I ended up with 3 because it's just so damn good in this deck. It's absolutely ridiculous. And like I said, the deck is still, it can be optimized. I'm still not 100% sure about Bedevil because of my mana base right now. We are running Fabled Passage as a 3 of, though, to help us fix that a little bit. And I've yet to design a sideboard. The early access streamer event is limited to best of 1 gameplay, so I don't have a sideboard for it yet, but I will be back at it with this deck on the channel soon with a best of 3 version of it with a sideboard that will be geared towards the metagame, right? Because I'm still not sure exactly what we're going to be facing, what will become popular. It's very early to tell. It's very exciting as well, but I need a little bit of time to get you guys a proper sideboard for this. But for now, hopefully you enjoyed the best of 1 gameplay. I'm going to showcase the last 3 games I had with this deck on stream because it's the final version of the deck itself. And hopefully you guys enjoy some good old Grixis action, man. This is fun as hell. It feels dirty, degenerate, all that good stuff. So that is a matter of perspective, I guess. My girlfriend doesn't like the deck. She says it's pretty disgusting, but I love it. I hope you guys love it too. And for those Dragon God fanboys out there, such as myself, hope you enjoy the games. I'll see you guys tomorrow. That was my mistake. Okay, this hand is really good. It's good to see an island here, so I don't have to take extra damage. Oh wow, he just plays into it. There. Okay, never mind. That wasn't a... That wasn't a good thing because Yeah, like keeping that land there was a, well, it wasn't a bad play, right? The good thing about Bone Crusher is that it doesn't matter if I target it with Planeswalker.
Mind and body. Meditate and prepare.
Suits me well. I am Death's master.
And now I have this to scribe for lands, and I can use Narset to, like, obviously what I want to do is I want to fish for Enter the God Eternals to get my health back. Man, this deck is like, mono red is just spooky. I'm surprised to see so much mono red though. Like, in the early access streamer, man. Yeah. But it's definitely gonna be a deck to fear.
Keep an open mind.
Conceivable. You have no weakness I cannot exploit.
I should probably scry with this first, just to, because I really need the I really need that. So scry with this first.
I will return one day. My intellect is without limit.
I should take this land, because that means if he draws another shock, he won't kill me.
I am the master here. Good help is easy to find in war.
Nice. And now I am gonna mill myself. Wait, what? Oh, it's whenever he attacks. Like, these exiled cards, you can cast them whenever he attacks. Okay. Alright, let's scry first. This cast is so fucking key, dude. It's so key.
Will moat of my power.
Rise.
I know 88 ways to defeat.
88 ways. Well, hopefully we get there soon. Mono red down, boys. I repeat, mono red down. Fuck yeah. This end is actually a bit awkward, but I think we're gonna keep. I'm gonna keep. We have the Cry of the Carnarium enabled next turn. Interesting. Alright. Well, we got the easiest cry of our lives here. Definitely worth it there. And we have a pretty powerful card draw here with Fish. Okay, that's, or maybe a Bedevil. Yes, I took away the Bedevil then. That's a bizarre. Yeah, drawn from Dreams is just, it's like the most key card in the deck. I can't believe I took one out. Like I would have like 5 or 6 if I could. You could have removal for this. I'm gonna mill myself just in case he has more like graveyard interaction. This Spawn of Mayhem is tough, like we're still taking damage here. Actually, I have Ritual of Soot, so I think that was a misplay, right? I think I should have hit this, because I have Ritual of Soot. Oh shit. I mean, I'm not too worried about the side effect here. Like, him yeah, but how do I deal with these two, though? Oh! That's how. Wait, we actually have to draw from Dreams first. Get this. We have an island, yeah. Get this and get you. Scry first. That's good. That's unnecessary.
Or your queen necromancer has a nice little to shamble. Death is enlightening.
And I mean, I'm very low in health. Like I need another Enter the God Eternals, obviously. Especially when he has like fucking flyers with haste. Like this is a problem. Man, where would I be without Enter the God Eternals? Especially with so much aggro running around. Okay, that's what I need. Like I need him to play shit that will stay still.
Your defeat
I think Thought Erasure makes sense here. First of all, let's just scry. Get rid of all this. Yes, out of here. Please. Be gone with you. Let's keep that there. I'll go ahead and drop Chandra though.
I'm Chandra, the immolation sensation. Bye-bye.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, this is a threat. Like, he could just draw more. Like, we're very low. I won't feel safe until... Oh my god, he draws another one. What the fuck, dude? Oh, thank god. Yes, yes, attack Chandra. Dude, your best chance is to go face.
You got it.
Your best chance is to go face, buddy. Let's scry. It's Narset.
If you wish to stand with thoughtfulness before action.
There we go. And, Spadillo.
Aw, looks like someone's getting a little sweaty.
Like, if he's main decking Shocks, he should 100% have gone face. Yeah, he has main deck Shocks. You go face. Every day. I know you're relatively low on health yourself, but you're just not going to win that way. Yu-Gi-Oh! Alright, let's go with this.
Trick for this.
It's gonna get an Narset, honestly.
Hope it's not too hot for you.
There you are. I actually forgot to scry that turn. Alright, we'll in full control. Dude, this deck is legit. This deck is like, it's all about surviving the early onslaught, but if we can survive aggro decks, this deck is like really nutty. We drop this. We drop you. Because we just want more variety. I don't even know what I want, honestly. Like, lands are fine because once we're at 8, which should be now, but we don't have enough blue, we would be able to, like, double scry. But as of right now, what we're going to do is very simple. We're going to go this. How's my deck looking like? 27 cards? That's fine.
So generous.
No pressure.
Let's just cry so we don't have to like deal with the let's just keep that there. Shut down. Alright, they take away my thought erasure. Good job. GG. Yeah, Blue Castle is nuts in this deck. Blue Castle is super good here. Any reason you aren't running Murderous Rider over Bedevil? Yes. Because I like being able to deal with artifacts, and I don't like the two in this particular deck because our main issue is dying before we get going. I don't like the 2 damage to kill something. It really does go a long way. I'm gonna keep this hand because I have a Narset on turn 3. It's not really the best reason to keep a hand, but it works. Does Capnet work in this deck? I don't think so, because we can only cast 2 cards per turn anyways. That's a good draw. Ooh. Not too worried about this. I'm not too worried about all these, because all these can be answered, but Royal Scions, that's an issue.
Meditate and prepare.
I'm gonna take the big girl. Just so I have the late game plays. I have to make it there, obviously. But this requires him to play the haster to prevent me to search for another card. I'm lacking 1 source of black mana, but it's nice that I went through all those cards because I was gonna top deck more. Is it? Yeah, so he's gonna play this. Narset is pretty key here because it does prevent a lot of his strategy. We do draw into that. That is beautiful. That is just actually fucking beautiful. We're gonna board wipe these two. Even though he can play more into this board, it's fine. We have Enter the God Eternals as well. Oh. Look, we just came in. Daddy's home, baby. Daddy's home. I don't want to fuel his graveyard, so we're going to mill ourselves again. And we're going to target the Dreadhorde Arcanist. We lost the fish. But, you know, we'll live. And we get going. This is the important thing. We deny him recycling the Opt with the Dreadhorde Arcanist. We don't care about this profit nearly as much. And now we just go crazy. If we draw land, it's good because we drop Liliana and Chandra. If we don't draw land, then we just draw in from Dream, pick up a land, and play Liliana or Chandra. This card is nuts! This card is fucking crazy! It's insane! It's fucking insane. -3, right? -3, yep. Let's pick up a swamp. We don't care anymore. We got this thing. But we just pick it. Oh my god, dude. I love this shit. You got no idea. I fucking love this. Do I care if I lose this to a shock? So let's actually play Liliana first. In case we lose this thing, like he has like a shock or something and fixes off. The sisters are coming.
Will envelop this world.
Oh, and we got fish. We got fish to just refuel and go all day. I like this deck.